Hey everyone, thought I'd do a little video, give you a tour of the allotment this year. It's the 4th of August and everything is going mad. Some things have been and gone, but most things are still in full swing. So I'll start up here with the raspberries. Now I'm just starting to redo this bit because instead of mowing this grass all the time, I'm going to put cardboard down and wood chip. So I've started to do that job, and you can see I've cut away the old canes on these rows. But on here you can see these are the canes from this year that have fruited. So because these are summer fruiting raspberries, cut all them off down to the ground. And then the ones that have grown this year fresh will have the fruit on next year. So these are new as well. These metal posts, and I've got metal wire in between, and then training them as they're growing up. I just dip them under this wire so they're going one side then the other. It's working really well. Better than the triangles I've done here, because you've got this big patch in the middle and they still fall over. So go for rows. Over here I've got something new. This is horseradish. So I bought just little bits of root off eBay actually, and planted them in here, and they're growing really well. So I'm happy with those. These 3 strawberries are weed strawberries that I got in my compost and decided to let them grow and see what they're like, and they've come out quite well. I've got a little cucumber in here and a few squash and lots of turnips in between. These are some self-set poppies that I let go because they were nice and pretty, bring some pollinators in. And this, I'm very happy with this. This is my parsnips. Now last year I got a whole 7 parsnips, but this year I've done better, and they are doing very well. They're massive, and this is where I had my potatoes last year, so I had to dig this area up to get the potatoes out. So, and root veg like this likes dug over soil so it can get down easier, so I thought I'd plant them there. They seem to have done well, but time will tell when we dig them up. And then in here, the Brassica cage, I've got lots of purple sprouting broccoli that will be ready in spring next year. I've got a couple of perennial cabbages that someone gave me, and a perennial kale. And this side I've got Brussels and some tender stem broccoli. There's some tender stem broccoli just growing here. So they're doing alright, and I've got these interplanted with some leek as well. These are giant leek apparently. And I've put those in the Brassica cage because when I've grown leek outside, they get the allium leaf miner and it destroys them all, and you grow lovely big leeks and then you harvest them and they're all rotten inside because this thing's been chewing through them. So put them in there and they do seem to be okay. So I've got lots more turnips. I'm going to have way too many turnips, but I saved loads of seed from the turnips, so I thought I'll just scatter them about. And this is my pride and joy, the squash patch. Loads of squash growing up, some canes put in the middle, and interplanted with some sweet peas. So I've had lots of lovely sweet peas, bringing in lots more pollinators. Got quite a few squash growing in here. Here, look, that's about in here. That's a crown prince going there, look. There's a few about. And then I've got my beans. Got runner beans, French beans. They're French beans. Got some runner beans here, look. String beans. Loads more over here, they're doing really well. And then a few little onions. These were my broad beans. I've left a few on just to go to seed, so I've got some seed for next year. Here, look. That's a random onion. What else we got over here? A couple more squash. Here. One over there. Some nice foxgloves and comfrey for the bees. And then some herbs over here. We've got marjoram, rosemary, some mint, and these are all my soft fruit cuttings. So when I pruned everything back last autumn, I just poke the sticks in the ground and then they grow again this year. So lots more plants. Some of them didn't do too well because we had a very warm, dry spell in late spring, but this wet summer we're having has meant the ones that did survive are doing really well. So I've got some autumn fruiting raspberries that someone gave me, some summer fruiting raspberries, some alder, and some black currants and red currants. And I did try to do some tay berries and logan berries, but I think they've all failed, unfortunately. Rhubarb, rampant as ever. This was here when I moved in, so it's well established. Look at the size of these puppies. Hazelnut, twisted hazelnut is looking lush. Lots of hazelnuts on it. We'll see if we get any before the squirrels nick them all this year. And then grapes. Oh, look at that, we're just getting a little tinge on those grapes. They're doing quite well. This is actually for planting up the front of the barn, but I haven't got around to planting it yet. But it is a hardy variety that should do well outside. And then greenhouse. Tomatoes are looking a bit sorry for themselves because they didn't get watered for a couple of days. But look at this, what a crop. Oosh. These are purple Ukraine plum tomatoes and they are delish. So I'm growing twice as many this year because I did have just that bed last year, but I've got this whole new bed now as well because I've taken the grape out of here and I did have some big pots. This is a little pickling cucumber. Let's see, cucumber just starting. And another tomato, and I've got this interplanted with chillies as well. As you can see here, I've got that's a cayenne. I've also got a fish and a few others. I can't remember what they're called now. This is a sweet pepper in here as well. So that's the greenhouse, and then over here there's my main strawberry bed that's quite covered in weeds and needs weeding, but you know, everything needs doing at the minute. Yeah, I think I've about covered everything there. Compost bins, I've got some weed tomatoes and nasturtium growing in there, so I'll let them carry on. And this bed's a bit of a failure. This was meant to be chard and lettuce and things like that, but everything got eaten by slugs in there, unfortunately. And then this is my strawberry bed that I leave open for the birds, and it's pretty much just my runner patch for growing more strawberries to plant up in the good patch. Oh, and the apple tree as well. The apple tree is looking great. Putting lots of little apples on. They're going to be big fat cooking apples for crumbles. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Thanks for looking around. Oh, 10 minutes nearly. Sorry about that, I'll try and do it quicker next time. But yeah, there's my allotment. Hope you enjoyed the tour. See you next time.